fraud has increased on these platforms. In 2020, that's where there was a big exodus onto the online platforms because people could not move. And from studies that were conducted between March and September 2020, almost 500,000 consumers suffered victim. 500,000 consumers in Uganda, they were victims to digital fraud. Still, as I described the extent, if you look at 2022, which is last year, over 100 billion was lost in income. Income that could have been made, 100 billion was lost still due to digital fraud. Where people are going to lie to you. Either they can send you an email and tell you you've won something, or they can pose as your banker and they send you an email and they say you need to change your password. Click this link, your password has expired. Then for you, without suspecting, you click that link and they will route you to their website that will have imagery that looks like your banker. And you will type in, they will begin saying type in your previous password. And you will type in your password, they get it. Then when you continue, realize the process is not going on, but they have achieved what they want. Now they already have your password. So then they can access your accounts. There are other ways where still in phishing, people will call you and they tell you you have won money from MTN to MTN. A lot of Ugandans have gotten those calls. So phishing is a scam where through social engineering, they look at things people need, things that excite people. People are broke, people want money. They tell you you've won money. And then they begin asking for your information. So as they get this sensitive information, they do what they call identity theft. They can steal your identity. They have your NIN number, your national identification number. They have your phone number. They have your PIN. So they can do very many transactions. They can either steal your money or they can even use your accounts for money laundering, which is a crime. In the space of online loans, there are different players. There are banks, commercial banks. Commercial banks have also moved online where you can get credit facilities online using commercial banks. There are mobile network operators like the MTN and Airtel. They're also giving out loans online. Then we have the non-banks. We have the non-banks, we have the fintechs. That is where the biggest problem is. As a user of these services or a prospective user, first do research and find out who is this person giving me the loan, who's extending this facility. If it is a bank, you have comfort because banks are highly regulated. You know the bank you're dealing with. You can easily confirm. If it is a non-bank, if it is an MNO, like MTN Airtel, and you see proper communication from MTN and Airtel, not from people's numbers and then with content of Airtel, but it really shows that the message is from Airtel or MTN. You can trust that. But the problem comes with these non-banks, with the many fintechs that have come up that are extending loans. First of all, find out, is it a registered company? All these companies that are giving money that are not banks are supposed to be regulated under the Microfinance Regulatory Authority, UMRA. First, find out their registration. Is it a legit company? Is the company registered? Number two, even though the company is registered, Ugandans don't want to read, and that's where our biggest problem comes. When you're getting these loans, read those terms and conditions. Many of us are used to, when you're installing software, anything, they just tell you, first click, if you accept, then we continue. People just click the button, they don't go into terms and conditions. For identity theft, we will go to the basics. Number one, do not share your PIN with anyone. Never share your passwords, PINs, your login credentials with anyone, not even with your banker. Because from what has been happening, these fraudsters are actually working with people inside banks to scam people, with people inside the MNOs, the MTNs and Airtels. You're not supposed to share your login credentials with anyone. That is where the problems begin from. The moment any transaction requires you to first share your login credentials, your password or your PIN before a transaction can process, that's already a red flag. immediately report that transaction to the respective authorities. If it's MTN, report to MTN. You can report to UCC, which regulates the communication. You can report to NITAU, that's the National Authority for IT. You can report to police. So identity theft always begins when you share your login credentials. So people should first of all avoid emails that they cannot recognize, avoid clicking links that are suspicious, do not share your login credentials, and thirdly, use things like antiviruses. The safest way is use traditional channels. It's the safest way. Be very wary of any new channel, any new platform. Do due diligence. If you're to engage with a new platform, you'll have to put in the work of first doing due diligence, like I've highlighted before. You go and advertise on Instagram. Yeah? Advertise on known channels. Upload your products on Amazon, on known channels that have been tried and tested. Do not accept any transaction where you're supposed to first deposit a sum of money before they send you money. Because that's the latest scam. People are coming and they're saying, we have sent you money, but you first deposit these fees, then it will appear on your account. Any transaction that requires you to first deposit money before you get paid is already a red flag. Avoid and report such a transaction. To go back to the merchants who are selling their products, because now the fact that you are selling your products online, you have to come up with options for payment. I would advise that you get a reputable payment gateway. If you want to enable the online payments on your app, get a reputable payment gateway. I will not say any here since we don't want to advertise, but research on a reputable gateway that is regulated to integrate into your website. Alternatively, now on the side of consumers, still on the payments, I would encourage people to rather pay for goods after they have been delivered, if you can.